Good day, everyone, and welcome to Transatlantic Black Literature, English and Black Studies. Well, first of all, before we go into our next class, I want to thank you guys for your conduct in class this week when we had our first guest. I have received communications from her, and she has been really impressed with your conduct. She was so excited to be in the class, and she was provoked by the many beautiful questions that you guys asked her. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. So we move on to the next class. In next class, we will be looking at the topic, exploring uplift suasion in Black literature. What do we mean by uplift suasion? When we say Blacks have to behave in a certain standard, or they have to work their way through certain success category to get to a level where it has become a standard for them to be accepted in the community designed by another demography, we start talking about uplift suasion. Why do that have to happen? And in one of our reading materials for this week, the creative writing work Bella's Letters, which is contained in the collection Heads of the Color Purple, we see this tendency between two women, Dr. Lucinda Johnson and Dr. Monica Willis, two Black women exchanging letters which contain virulent levels of altercations. Each one trying to aggrandize their egos to make a statement that they belong into a higher level in society than the other. You could see two Black women, two middle-class women trying to prove points. It's not about the women, it's about middle-class elitism, which Black people encounter in a white-dominated society. But why do Blacks have to prove points to themselves? Why do Blacks have to create this hierarchical sense around themselves? Are we seeing there is a hierarchy of oppression even between Black people? Why? Because there is uplift suasion. They have to measure up to a certain standard before they are accepted. They have to smile in certain ways before we can say, oh, that smile is accepted. They have to look in certain ways. They have to eat in certain ways. I'm saying there is a certain bourgeois affectation which has been set as a standard for Black people to be able to measure up to the white detailed sense of standard in a white-dominated society. These are things we want to talk about. And when we consider the other materials that we are reading, the article written by Kevin Gaines, Racial Uplift Ideology in the Era of the Negro Problem, we begin to process this material in terms of the creative writing work that we are reading. Now, Kevin Gaines has particularly fixated his thought process on the era of the Negro problem. I want you guys to drive your imagination and your thought process even to the present days. How do uplift suasion functions even in present day North America? How do uplift suasion functions globally? How do society recreate itself in a manner that a certain demography, a certain population have to behave in certain ways or have to walk their ways through careers, through success trail in a manner for them to be accepted as being equal or near equal to what the society expects? Why do we have to have this in our society? These are the things we want to talk about. Please read the article, read the letters. The letters are very, very interesting. The exchange of letters are very, very interesting. They are contained in page 33 to page 43 of that collection. Very beautiful. I enjoyed it. I laughed. But between my laughter, there is that sense of provocation inside of me as a Black man. So it's not about being Black now. It's about being human. Why do we have to talk about uplift suasion as human beings? So these are things that affect all of us as human beings, whether Black, white, Asian, American, African, or whatever we are. We want to talk about these things because they are the sociological constructs that define us as human beings. Once again, we meet next week. Like I always advise, please stretch out your tentacles. Look for more materials. Don't limit yourself to what I have detailed for us to read in class. Stretch out, look for materials. That is how we can all have a knowledge overhaul. When you come with different perspectives of things you've researched on, things you've read, things you've watched, that details Uplift Suasion. Yeah, we'll be able to talk about this in a sense that as a group, we would have benefited from each other. Okay, guys, see you next week. Thank you. Bye.